So, hi everyone, it's a very improvised and unexpected episode of UX, UI related session of, I almost said English talk show, IT Matters meetup, and quite many people today, I have no idea how many, and we have our first speaker, well, just a brief introduction. I'm Alibek, I always forget to introduce myself, and I'm a bit nervous as usual, because it's a lot of fun to organize a meetup when you are doing it on your own. And our first speaker today, Anya Evseeva. Anya, please, I'm too tired, introduce yourself and say something. And for some reason she asked me to be behind my back, so it looks like I'm not supposed to look at her or whatever. Yeah. You can start, Anya.
Thank you.
By the way, I just want to ask everyone, can you hear me well? Or Anya? Great.
Hi? No. I think you. Hi everyone. My name is Anya, and I'm product designer. Now I work in GeekBrains. It's education platform for Melody Group, and previously I worked at website builder Etikit. And let's get know to you. Who is here the designer?
I'm not.
Who is here? Maybe product designers.
But the project managers don't count, right?
What about project manager? Okay, so thank you. Who anywhere conduct user tests or interview these users? Okay, thank you. Today I want to talk about the UX research and which actions will help for achieving perfections. What is UX research? It is practice for studying users and his interaction. I like the opinion from the Intercom team. It is the maximum risk for the company. It's creating products without any research, without any studying of user behavior, needs, and others. Maybe 20 years ago it was still possible because there are just a few interesting companies. But now it's difficult because now it's a very competitive market.
I know, but I just want to interrupt you. What do you think about this idea of some important person who said that it's better not to ask people what they want, blah, blah, blah. Can it work today?
What is important?
No. So you're saying basically that first you need to ask people what they want, but maybe it's better not to ask what they want, just to tell them what they want.
You want to make a successful product for users, but not for you.
Okay.
And it's needs to understand users' needs. Okay, you want to create a new product or a new feature. How to get information about this? You can open Google or App Store and check the market. It will be competitive analysis. Or you can open analytics, see metrics, or conduct A/B tests if the product exists. It will be quantitative analysis. But you can do qualitative research. It allows better and deeper understand the users and reduce the risks. Which type of research? Qualitative research. It's interviews, UX tests, card sorting, and dairy studies, and a little bit about each of them. UX test. We conduct it when we want to understand users. It's especially important when we want to create new product. UX test. we conduct it when we want to test our solutions or our feature and understand which pains will find the user. Card sorting. It's a set of cards, these names. We suggest users sort the cards according to the logical structure for them, and these methods allow to understand how the people structure information. It's especially needs for catalogs, navigation, or information on landing pages. And daily studies, it's user self-reports their activities, thoughts, frustrations at regular intervals. This is approach useful for getting regular feedbacks. But I, at my work, especially used in interview and UX test, and I will talk about them. I know a good example about the doctor. Can a good doctor make a correct diagnosis without talking to the patient and taking any tests?
Oh, some of them.
No, probably not.
No. Actually, it's quite a rare situation. Usually, you need to talk with your patient.
Yes, yes. If will the doctor be able to make a diagnosis by just taking tests, blood, and that? He will already be make a diagnosis. But if he will talk with the patient, understand his feels, conditions, the probability to make a correct diagnosis is higher. Else, this is a product. If we see metrics and communications with users, conduct interviews or UX tests, the probability to make a successful product is higher. Qualitative research answers the question how and why, and I will show it on one example, one case which I conducted recently.
Yeah, and I participated, by the way.
It's case about the airport. Title of case. Task of case, to design an experience that will help integrate airport shuttle service into a taxi app. I interviewed 5 people and I asked them how people get to airport and from them. And they used taxi, bus, friends, and Air Express. And why they choose these type of transports and which problems do they face. For bus, a lot of problems. It's, for example, not enough bus stop near the home, fear of missing out, uncomfortable, a lot of strangers. The main problems from the taxi, it's expensive. But has also another problem. It's long waiting, the car will not be found, will not arrive on time, it's difficult to calculate the departure from the home. And I make a hypothesis: if we add a pre-order feature and will regularly notify about the status, it will be more comfortable for users. And one more idea, what I want to check, it's if we give the opportunity to share a trip with another person, it will be cheaper for people and it will be more comfortable for them. But I got a lot of insights and a lot of fears about the fellow travelers. It's if the person will too talkative, or will be noisy, or will have a bad smell, or will be a noisy child, and how the arrangement in the car. And in general, it's not safe. Go this stranger.
Yeah, with some random person.
This is case about the discovered problem.
And I have an idea. It will take us just 2 minutes. Let's choose someone random. Say this gentleman Artem. Let's interview him about your ideas. Artem, how do you get to the airport? And
My car.
okay. Can we continue after this answer?
Yeah.
Are you every time use car?
Usually I use car because taxi services are low price. If I'm trying to get there.
When you, for example, abroad.
Well, yeah.
Abroad.
Abroad? Yeah, I have to take taxi to get
Okay, Artem, can you imagine yourself using some service like that one when you share your ride on your way to the airport?
Children, strangers.
But anyway, you're gonna be the noisiest one anyway.
No, yeah, I like it actually. You can talk with people. You can be the noisy one. You know, if you can fight it, just leave it.
Yeah.
But what about baggage? Because some persons have a lot of baggage with it.
Yes.
And what is the solution for the baggage issue, by the way? Have you got any?
In taxi needs put some functions. Is how many baggage do you have?
Well, it looks like the taxi will be something very marshrutka-like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, sorry, I can continue.
Need choose a size of car. So this is case about the discovered problem. On this, for continue this case, need make a resolve for each of insights, and after that make a prototype, and after that test these users. And in the next case, I will show the UX test on the solution. It's a case from the GeekBrains. We made a GeekBrains application. This is just first version. And for this version, we have a interview and UX test. First part of research, it was interview. We wanted to understand what the student expect from the mobile application and which features will be used for them. We asked about the education in general, how they do homework, how often, how do they webinars, and they came to webinars or just watch the video, and which problems do they face. And next part of research, it was a UX test, and we wanted to check the user's expectations on the interface. And we asked some of tasks. We give some of tasks. For example, one of them, context of the task. Imagine you are going on the vacation, you have a long flight, and you want to review a course about the web design that you finished a month ago. And after that, we just asked some question. How would you do this? Where would you look for a course in the application? And they answer in imagine situation. After that, we showed them a prototype of this application, and again ask the question. Give task. Say this course for offline viewing, how to do this, what do you expect to see? And we see how user will try to find this course, it could be he will find in active or finished, find this parts of screen or not, or he will find this search, or he will go in all of catalog, all of course. After that, when he finds this course, we asked about how he will download this course, and then he downloads when he will try find this on the download section.
Sorry, Anya, I want to ask you, it looks like you ask your participants and they actually define the interface of your application, but what if many of them have completely different opinions? For example, one of them thinks that the previous courses are supposed to be somewhere in the profile, while others believe that they must be on the main page or something like that. Do you just count the percentage? How do you do it?
We show this prototype and make this task on this screen, just on this screen, without any another pages.
Okay.
And from these tests, we ask another questions. For example, understandable these icons on the top bar without description, or not understandable, or this cards, this course clickable or not clickable. After the test, we improve our prototype and make better some of points. We added the label for icons for more understandable, make more clickable the cards, and restructure first screen and something else. So we made a prototype. After that, we conduct a test. After test, we improve our prototype and again have a test. It's a loop process, and it could be again and again sometimes. And when you will understand that your product understand and useful, you can go to detail design. Maybe do you have any questions on these stages?
Yes, I have a small question. Where do you find volunteers who actually are testing your application?
Users?
Yes.
In GeekBrains, we have a lot of students, our students. And if we test interface for a student, we ask our students. If we want to test interface for a manager, it's our personals, and we ask them. If teacher, we ask teacher. But if you not close connect with your users, you can go to your supports, for example, and I think some of person want to have resources.
Yeah, Anya, but anyway, do you try your best to use people from outside your company? Because I truly believe that no matter what people do inside your company, they will be biased somehow. I mean, they won't be like a random person from the street.
But it's must be your target group. It's on the streets. It might be not your group. And okay, maybe Elsa.
Wow. Yes.
Anya.
Anna.
Okay, she said Anya. So where is Anya?
I am here.
Yeah, ask a question.
Do you consider all comments of the user or not? What I mean, we have a user test. I work in e-com, as you know. So there was a product page. So there was a photo of a product, and minus and plus. And the user thought that it is to change photos, not to put two items in the card. So if we consider this really stupid comment, sorry, it would be no sense.
Not must believe all of comments from users. it's first. You must research, must ask some of people, and it will be qualitative research, and you must see some metrics from quantitative research, and both of them will be truth for you.
Okay, and there was a question from there by yeah. Okay, gentlemen, yes, ask a question.
Yes, it's interesting how you, what type of software did you use or do you use to collect and analyze the actions of users in A/B testing or maybe in others?
I will show this later.
Okay. And your question, please.
How many people usually have to ask for taking one release, for example?
For what?
For taking one release or for make a decision or for have a product?
As usual, it's enough 5 person.
Just 5?
For a deeper interview. If you will understand that the answer will similar, it will enough. But if this 5 person will different meaning, it's of course you need more people for understand the problem.
So basically, you need 5 people to make sure that there are some doubts or there are no doubts, and then you can continue. And that gentleman, your question.
Look, I'm sorry, but I didn't quite catch the link between research of airport shuttle and the solution of mobile app for GeekBrains. It seems like it's 2 different cases, and I didn't see a link between this.
Well, it looks like they do both, probably, right?
Link, it's I wanted to show in first case I wanted to show the discovery problem, and the next case just show a UX test and different cases.
Do you want to continue with the questions or
We can continue the presentation.
the presentation? Okay, continue. You'll have a chance to ask your questions a bit later.
I can give you some tips for interview and UX test. Firstly, check your prototype with your team members and remove all the water and bags from your prototype. And understand that you are not experts there. Come to the interview without your stereotypes. And ask open-ended questions. How, why, what. Ask about the recent specific experience. And very important sentences before testing user, ask them, say them that there are not right or wrong answers there. It is important just your honest opinion. It's important. And some plan for research. Firstly, understand the business task. Understand which business problem do you want to resolve. Create research task. Which of methods you will choose for your research. Prepare the questions and write a script. Select your target group. And understand how you will visualization your results. It could be CGM, jobs to be done, or just a list of problems. Answer your question. It's at GeekBrains. As usual, I just have a list of problems because not enough time for mapping. But in last task, I tried to make a CGM because it's useful.
sorry, just to make sure everyone knows, and what does CJM stand for?
CGM Customer Journal Map.
Great, thank you.
And all of our research we collect in very convenient tools. It's Notion. You can make a table in Notion, and each row it will be one page for each of participants. Here you can make a template when you can write all of scripts, all of questions from your interview, and after that you upload this script in each of page this participant. And if you want to correct your template, you can do this, and after that you update in each of page. It's very convenient tools, and we use them for each our research, and not only for them. Benefits of the conducting research by the designer. Firstly, you will better understand your user and your product, its problems, and will develop empathy for the client. And the next best way for improve your portfolio, it will be experience in the research. Based on my personal opinion, it's adds 30% to your chance to be invited to product designer interview.
So it looks like nowadays it's almost like saying that you are somehow connected with cryptocurrency or something.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, it makes you more expensive in the eyes of your employer when you say that you conducted a UX research.
Yeah. And conclusion. Next time, then you will think about skipping research because it's expensive or you don't have a time. Think about consider making trade-off instead. Make a compromise, because a handful for insights from users are much better than nothing at all. Communicate with your users and get feedback. From me, it's all. Thank you.
Great. Add some light?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Try.
Could you help with that, Eugene?
Yes, I can try.
Yeah, and I will use my right to ask the first tricky question. Anya, I want to ask you, do you know when you survey people, when you ask them questions, they can say you something, but when they pay you real money, it's not the same. Do you think it's a good idea to ask people pay just a little money? Well, too much light, sorry, make it less.
Make it less?
Yes. So I was saying that, for example, if someone asks me about something, I will give my answer. But if I pay for it, at least, I don't know, 100 rubles, I will have my skin in the game, and maybe my answer will be different. Do you use it sometimes?
No, I not use it, and I think it's not really good idea, because you invite your respondent for ask them about the problems and maybe test your product and really understand his needs.
That's great thing. Yeah. Sorry, continue. It was about light.
That's you really.
Just.
I think you need. It's really important to just sell.
Now it's perfect. Just don't do anything. What did you say, sorry?
Is it really important to just sell your products?
Well, again, it's not about selling your product. It's not your purpose to make this person to pay you 500 rubles. But I'm just saying that when people really invest their real money, even a very small sum of money, they have this like skin in the game, and it's not the same because, well, again, it's just my idea. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think it's it's a personal decision, buy them or not buy. Maybe now he can't opportunity
Yeah, he can't afford it. Yeah.
for this. Another case when you before you arranged these users that it's reason to come to interview, and after that as benefits they got discount.
Yeah, they get it.
It's normal, I think.
Good.
But now, no.
Yeah, any more questions, by the way? And Kola, it's your turn.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So, have you ever conducted jobs to be done interview in English?
No.
Okay. My second question is, what are specific situations when you need only in-depth interviews and when you need UX tests? What are the difference between situations when you need only this type of research?
Yes, when you want to understand the problem, just a problem, and understand how users use your product, it could be an interview. But if you want just test some feature, it could be UX research. But you can conduct this both in one session.
In one session?
Yes.
How?
Firstly, it could be some small parts this interview, and after that you show your prototype and test your feature.
But how do you combine in the light of the situation when you base making prototype on the basis of the interview insights? So you first have in-depth interviews, then you prototype on the basis of insights, and then you run a UX test.
No, if you already have a prototype, you can combine this. But if you don't have a prototype, firstly you have conduct an interview. After that, you will think insights, resolve, and make a prototype and UX test.
Great. And there was a question from this gentleman.
Do you have some analysts in your group? Because research and tests, for me, it looks like it's analyst job, not designer's job. I'm not judging, but it's just for...
Yes, it could be another person, but not all of company has this. A lot of company now it's so popular to have in your team this special researcher, but if it will do designer or product, it's good for them, and he will deeper understand your users and the problem.
So how do you prioritize backlog? So when you conduct CASDEV or GTBDE interview, and then you have ideas, so you have ideas of features, how do you prioritize them in backlog?
It could be some mapping, which features is main now, and we resolve this business team, this product and this business people, and it depends of technical opportunity.
So it is the decision of someone who orders such a research.
Not only order, not only from researcher, from the all of team.
Okay. Any more questions? Yes, please.
Do you estimate efforts for developing the new features and after that prioritize it, or just only focusing on the business value of the feature?
Sorry, can you repeat? And really not enough understand.
Do you estimate efforts for developing the new feature which you want to deploy to your product, yes? Before doing anything?
Well, it looks like you're asking whether you are thinking about whether this feature will pay you back afterwards. I mean, does it make sense in terms of market results?
How they measure the value for the features?
You mean how much money it will bring you afterwards?
Something.
Yes, and which feature is more useful for users?
What about money, Anya?
And money too. Money and real need for users, it's most important.
Yes.
But it's not about that. It's how much money will you spend for this feature? Did you calculate this? And how much money users will give you?
And by the way, it is connected with this question. Do you have people on your team who make this kind of analysis he's asking about? I mean, well, as a product designer, you probably consider what it is better to implement in your application, but maybe there are some other people on your team who calculate how much it will cost you and how much it will probably bring you in terms of revenue. Do you have people like that? Because answering this question, we can blame everything on that guy on your team.
Basically, who made the decision to deploy this feature or not to deploy? Will this bring us money enough to cover expenses or not?
It's decide business, decide people, product is business.
So some important people on your team. Okay. Anyone else? No? Any questions? Any more questions? Questions? Oh, it looks like, Anya, what was the most embarrassing and difficult question? Some real pain in the ass. What was it? Can you choose one? Maybe you remember any? Oh, I have an idea, but I won't give you a hint.
Different question from users.
No. Among those questions which have been asked today from the audience, what was the most embarrassing, difficult, maybe even unpleasant?
Maybe about the business, about
Okay.
the prioritize.
Great. And this puzzle from Accenture goes to you.
Wow. Some achievement here.
Yeah, Anya, thank you so much for participating in our show. And we have a tradition of taking pictures with every speaker. Sorry. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you.